Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Ask Evan, the only Ask Series on YouTube where you ask the questions and I answer with puns. So, let's get started. It's the 10th episode. Any more emails? I kid you not. Right after I uploaded my business emails video 2 weeks ago, I got this email from Hadrian again. What? I am Savannah. I have to accept it. I haven't replied to that one yet, so if you have anything particularly funny I should call him, please put it in the comments. Can you make a pepe/Fall Out Boy pun? Crashing not like hipster cars, no more like pepe parties. This ain't a scene, it is a sad frog meme. You don't like Fall Out Boy, that's why you don't get it. No more like pepe parties. What did you think of Pride and Prejudice? I really hated it at first. The first 20% had way too many characters for me to remember, and it was really slow. But then it picked up, and I really liked it, and now I've watched almost all the Lizzie Bennet diaries. I've watched the movie. I haven't watched the BBC one yet that everyone's like, why did you not watch the one with Colin Firth? Colin, whatever. I'm sorry, okay? Be Firth you complain, you should... No. Will you do meetups at VidCon so I can hug you? Of course. I'm going to be at VidCon next weekend, so if you're going to be there, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be all around the expo hall. It's my favorite part of VidCon, and just wandering around trying to meet as many people as I can. So if you see me, please stop me, say hi, and we will get a hug. Thoughts on dried fruit? Well, there's no reason for me to feel this way, but I hate raisins. That joke's probably a bit dated. Have you fixed your bed yet? So if you don't follow me on Twitter, you wouldn't know that for some reason, my bed's leg just broke off completely, so we were racking our brains on what to do, and then we realized I could put a knife rack right underneath of it, so my leg is now this knife rack. It's beautiful, but also keeps me a little bit afraid at night. Maybe it's gonna fall. If a fire starts at home, I'm probably gonna save my Game Boy Color rather than any useful things. Is that bad? I mean, it's kind of bad, but I feel for you because when I was 15, my apartment was on fire, and I grabbed my GameCube, all my games, and just put them on my backpack and rushed them out to the car, and then went back in and started grabbing all my stuff. Not recommended. Don't do that. Not smart, but everything was fine. My house was unscathed. There was this crazy guy that lit the other place on fire, so. Do you have sweaty hands? It's a weird question, but I don't think I do. All I remember is when I was in high school, I was in the play, and I had to hold hands with this girl for this waltz for My Fair Lady at one point, and I kept having to wipe my hands every minute going, oh, this girl's hands are so sweaty, gross. Until about a month later when I held some other girl's hand and went, this girl's hands are really sweaty. Wait. So I think it was just because I was like going through that period of my life, but my hands don't sweat anymore when I hold a girl's hands, so that's nice. Otherwise, that'd be pretty gross. What's your fave pair of socks you own? I don't want to get up to get my socks. Where are my socks? They're my favorite. They have little pizza slices. Where would my socks be? I went through a lot of effort to find these socks for you, but they're my favorite because they're little pizza slices, and I got them in Brighton when the ocean attacked me and I had to buy fresh shoes and socks because I was wet. Try to pronounce Chekiskis. Try to pronounce Chekiskis Strikeholz Schechtelchen. I'm basically German. I hope that is German. Favorite character from Gravity Falls? It's definitely a tie between Seuss and Mabel. I love them both so much. Second place, obviously, Waddles. No, that's the worst joke I could think. I mean, I could do it. It's very bad. Okay. Tell me one thing you know about Portugal. Well, my friend Elizabeth once formed a company to compete with Cinnabon, and she called it Lisbon. Now it's the capital. That wasn't even it. No. But in reality, I just read a book by Orson Scott Card called Speaker for the Dead, and it took place on a Portuguese colony planet called Lusitania, and it was really great, and a lot of people spoke Portuguese and English, and it was like really hard because sometimes they wouldn't tell me what the words meant, and I'm like, what is that? I don't even know how to pronounce that. What are all these little squiggly lines doing? It's not Spanish at all. Bye, Dodie. Have a nice day. Lauren asks, can you give me a pun about a truck? I don't know, Laureen. I can't do that for you. That was obvious. Come on. What's the first YouTube video that you watched, if you remember? I'm pretty sure it was an old song by Bo Burnham way back in like 2006. I think it was I'm Bo-Yo, possibly. It was the one with the spin that third tree around you have a third world country. It was great because it was like, oh my god, puns, and really inappropriate puns, so I loved it. Who are your favorite YouTubers other than you? Like, this person's assuming that my favorite YouTuber is myself, which is, yeah, I mean, that's probably true. But I mean, my favorite YouTubers are Owen Rogers, It's Me Milio, who hasn't uploaded in a while, what the heck is going on, Miles, and a lot of other people. Basically, if I follow someone on Twitter, I like them and I like their videos, so just check out who I follow on Twitter to see. I don't care if you've already said this, but favorite place in America? I'm pretty sure I have said this, but that's alright. My favorite place is the Santa Monica Beach in Los Angeles, California. I love it so much, it's so pretty, and I get to see it in 4 days, so I'm so excited that I get to just go down as soon as I get off the plane and see the sunset there. And have you thought of yourself making a pun about that before me? Well, I beat you to it. What do you think about Facebook adding a GIF attachment to Messenger? Honestly, I feel like it's fun. You might as well just use it for GIFs. I've been using it at work forever. And fun fact, now, thanks to this, you can type in Evan Edinger into the search bar and come up with this great reaction image. Send it to all your friends. Great. What do you think the worst name is someone could name their kid? I mean, everyone has their own tastes. Some people really like names. Some people really hate names. Personally, I really dislike the name Bertha. I think it's a really weird name, and if you think of naming your kid that, you don't deserve to give birth to... I kid. Can you draw Dodie blindfolded? Yeah, hold on, I'll do it in Photoshop. Here's my finished creation. This is Dodie blindfolded. Please make a pun about beanbags. I've been trying really hard to think of some, but I just can't. Do an impression of Gingy from Shrek. Not the gumdrop buttons! I don't even know what that was at the end. What are your plans for VidCon? I plan on doing everything possible, going to as many panels as I can, and meeting as many people as I can. Any tips for someone thinking of starting YouTube? Well, I feel like I could make an entire video about this topic, so please tell me if you'd like to see that, because I feel like I have a lot to give, but I don't know how receptive people would be. I don't know how many of you want to make YouTube videos, but I could definitely help. What new bands have you been listening to? Okay, so after my last week's video, I got so many different recommendations that I've downloaded loads of albums. New 21 Pilots, I've got Death Cab for Cutie, I've got some Muse, I also have some, what's that guy with the hair, with the bang one? You know the bang along? Who's the bang along? Oh, and it's not my fault, man. Mumford & Sons. It was Mumford & Sons. Yes, I've downloaded a lot of different music, basically. What is your favorite sandwich filling? Well, I usually love tuna, except I always end up eating them on the train, which makes people look at me because they're like, oh, that sandwich is just too nasty. The smell is too nasty. Who cooks them in open flat? Tesco. Because we just buy ready meals. We're really bad at cooking. What is the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you in public? I'd say look back on any of my story videos that I've uploaded, because I'm pretty sure each of them trumps the other one. I just rewatched my hot tub video that I made last year, just yesterday. Cringed so much. I was, not even the fact that this happened, but the fact that I uploaded a video about it is like so, oh my god, so cringy. At the ripe old age of 19, I finally watched all the Lord of the Rings films. Are you proud of me? I was wondering when you would do that. What kind of energetic songs, basically not super slow, do you listen to when stressed? Personally, I listen to Porter Robinson's album Worlds because all the songs are like really pumpy and really energetic, and yet there's not many words, so you don't focus on that. You're just like, yes, this feels great. Can you tell us a pun about flowers? I wish I could, but I just can't think of any right now. You know what, though? This is what I love about Sam King, Dodie, and I, is that we all kind of came from the same tree, and that we started making YouTube videos as fans of people. So the fact that, like, Sam has his own channel and is doing really great on it is, I'm really proud of him, because, like, he came from YouTube being a huge fan of Alfie, like, I came being a fan of Charlie, and Dodie came from being a big fan of Charlie, and I love that. If you had children, what would you name them? Not Bertha. Why do you hate cutting pizza with scissors so much? Because it's wrong! It's so wrong! There's a thing called a pizza knife or a pizza rolling blade, which is pizza in the name. It's easy to cut. You can also use the rock and roll pizza cutter they use in companies. I used one for 5 years when I worked at a pizza restaurant, and that's how you cut pizza. Why would you ever lift it up and cut it with scissors? I use that to cut paper. It's not a piece of paper, it's a pizza paper. Sorry, I get really emotional. I can't believe people do that. It's why? Would you have sex with a minion? I think this question is despicable. Me too. I'm trying not to say any puns for the rest of this video. I'll try. That's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to give it a big thumbs up below if you liked it. Also, I make new videos every Sunday, so be sure to subscribe up there. Other than that, I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.